Hey, what's going on, drum family? It's Tommy, Tommy Lavardos, whatever you want to call me. I've got some requests and a lot of questions about the videos I'm putting up and my snare tone. Apparently, a lot of guys were liking my snare tone, and I've been asked to do a video on roughly how I achieve that and how I get that with tuning and all that kind of good stuff. So that's what this video is about, and hopefully it finds its way to the guys that have asked. And if anybody's just looking for a different way of doing things, this might be another option for you. It's worked for me. I mean, I've been playing about 30 years. Used to play professionally in LA in my 20s and early 30s, studios, TV, radio, all that kind of good stuff. And this just worked for me, and I'm pretty much sticking to it. So here we go. Let me adjust the camera so you can see kind of what's going on here, and excuse the band in the background. But here we go. So what we're working with today is a Dixon Titanium 6.5 by 14 snare. Got the regular 12 strand snares on there. Williams heads. You got a 3mm on the resonance side, and on the batter it's a coated reverse dot single ply 10mm. So basically, with the snare drum, I usually start with the bottom head. It has to be tight, right? I mean, you can go with a looser type of bottom head for a particular type of sound, but in the end, I always end up with a nice and tight head. So let's have a listen to that. And this is one thing I think is really important, is a lot of guys, when they talk about the resonant head on a snare drum, oh yeah, just make it tabletop tight. Well, tabletop tight is different for everybody. Everybody's version of tight is different, okay? So I think it's important to listen to the pitch of the drum or the head by itself. So, for example, here's kind of where I'm at with my reso. A couple of them are a little out because I've been playing. But you get the idea. It's up there. So the little quote-unquote secret, which I actually stole from an incredible drummer by the name of Simon Phillips, which I think everybody has heard, is basically this. The 4 tension rods at the snare beds, most guys loosen them to, not get snare buzz and things like that. I really don't get an issue with snare buzz, but what Simon's thing is, and it really does make a difference, is when you take these 4 screws here and you tension them down a little bit tighter than the rest of the hoop, okay? So like literally I'll come in, and then crank these 4 down. It's because the snare bed has a little dip in it, or a flat spot, okay? You want that head to ride along that nice and even and tight. And what I found, by doing it this way, is I still get a very fat tone. I get a very full sound, but I don't sacrifice snare response at all. And for me, snare response is everything. So you can kind of hear it here. High, a little bit lower. So that's the first thing that I do, and I make sure it's tight. I mean, there's a little bit of movement here. I mean, I'm not pressing too terribly hard, but I'm putting in a little bit of effort to move the head. Now you can tune it down and do the same thing, for a particular type of sound. Now with the batter head, when the bottom head is that tight, okay, with, you know, on the Rezo side, you can almost put the batter head wherever you want and still be able to get a nice sound. You know, whether it's low and fat or high and tight, the crispness will always be there. Now you don't want it to choke, but to give you an example where this batter head is right now, it's kind of up there. So that's pretty much where I put it. Now with the snares, the other thing that I'm going to do is when I disengage the snares, I slowly start bringing them in. With this sound like that, they're a little rattly, a little loose, but you get more of the shell sound out of it. Tighten it up a little more. I check the sensitivity out to the edge. Even still tighten it. You get nice penetrating rim shots. So if you're going to do a groove, right, just, you know, basic little thing. Nice tight sound out of it. It's not out of control, lively pop, right? Even go tighter if you want. Right, so something like that. So that's pretty much what's going on with that. Every now and again I will throw a, let's see if I have one right in here. Oh yeah, Moon Gel, Drum Dot, whatever. Either one, see? Let's get a little bit of one in there, take out some of that overtone, you know? But yeah, that's, let me get this camera back up. That's pretty much where I'm coming from with the snare drum. I just tune it to where I get a really nice response off the batter head. Tight bottom, tighten those 4 spots. Get your response down, you know, as far as the snare wires are concerned. And whether it's this drum or any of the other snare drums that I have over here, you know, different materials, different depths, all that. I tune it up, and if I want a deeper sound per se, like on the 8-inch maple, that drum, no matter what I do, compared to a 6.5 by 14, I can tune them both identical. That drum will always have a lower, fatter fundamental tone. It's just more air, bigger drum. So instead of forcing a smaller drum to go really low, I'll just grab the bigger drum and let it do it for me. Now, you know, if you have one snare drum, that's fine. You can actually lower the bottom head a little bit on the snare, still mess with those screws, and then bring your top head down. Or, obviously, you can, I have this one cut out, but I know you can buy all this stuff, you know what I mean? But even then, you know, it brings the pitch down nice and fat. See how that is, you know? So that's where I'm coming from with that, and I hope that this helps somebody, anybody, everybody. I don't know. It's just the way I do it. And if anybody has any further questions, don't hesitate to go ahead and hit me up. You can message me on Messenger. You can check me out on Instagram. It's TommyB03. So if you have any questions, anything, just want to chat, talk drums, whatever, I'm always down with that. It's all about, we're one big happy family, spreading the love, you know what I mean? So, right on. Thank you so much. Take care.